Has the bubble burst here in the Villages? Well, we're going to talk about that today. So let's get to it. All right, welcome everyone. My name is Robyn Cavallaro. I am a licensed realtor here in the state of Florida. And welcome to my channel. I want to first tell you about a very special, something new component that I've added. Is this is your first time watching my channel. I have an email newsletter called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And that goes out on a Friday. And in that email newsletter, you will find a link where I will review good, not so good, and some seriously ugly homes. Here they're for sale in the Villages. Now, I don't want to upset anybody. An ugly home is an opportunity for someone to make it theirs. But that link is unlisted, so you have to sign up for my email newsletter. And if you look below, you click on the title, you will see where you can sign up for my email newsletter, and I sent that out every Friday. You will get an email next Friday with a link to The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, but I will be in Nashville. I'm going Friday morning early. I think I may do a little bit of a live broadcast on Saturday. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do it Friday. Just so you can see like a little bit of Nashville. I'm really excited. I'll have a lot of video content coming out about fun things to do, see, and most of all, eat. But let's get back to the issue at hand. Has the bubble burst here in the Villages? Well, I can tell you that this week again, I went under agreement with a home here. It was south of 44. And again, I cannot disclose any of this information because the home hasn't sold. But I can tell you it did go for $10,000 under asking. So now in the past 2 weeks, those are two homes for 10 under and one for 11 under. Yes, the prices are now beginning to still come down and normalize, but it's still a bubble bursting. It's still kind of a market crash. I mean, it's not crashing to the ground, but it's crashing from where it was. So you call it whatever you want. I'm calling it a crash, the bubble burst. That's what I have to say about that. Because homes are sitting, I think this is an opportunity for buyers with contingencies. And that's not just a financing contingency. There are many contingencies you can put in the contract. It could be, I have to sell my home, or you want to purchase the home, but you want to make sure that it's going to appraise for what you're paying for. There's an appraisal contingency. And that means that if the home doesn't appraise, you can get out of the contract. There's financing contingency. A lot of different things that sellers will now consider that the market is starting to cool off a little bit because they're really getting anxious. I can see this when I take clients out and I leave the home. 20 minutes later, I'll get a note, a text, or an email from the listing agent asking for feedback. And what that tells me is they know the home is probably overpriced. Probably couldn't get the seller to come down any more than they did because they're used to the high prices and talking to their friends. Oh, I sold my home in 5 minutes and it went $45,000 over asking. Well, I am here to tell you those days are gone. It's now going to be a new normal. So with that said, sellers are getting anxious. Buyers have an opportunity here. Next, let's talk about comps. I had this question come up. I put an offer in on and I don't want to say it's a distressed home, but it was actually, I'm going to put a link up here. It was that video I did about the home that was for $210,000. It's an investor that I work with. He was asking about comps once it would be updated. And looking at the area, they were probably 350, 375 that had closed in and around, the past month. But he and I had a discussion that the deals for the homes that closed 4 weeks ago, even 5-6 weeks ago, had all been negotiated 4 to 6 weeks prior to that, and the market was still on the hot side. So it's really kind of hard to look at what sold maybe in May and the beginning of June when you're trying to figure out what to offer on a price for a home. Now, July, August, so there's really gonna be a lot of give and take, and I'm telling my buyers to offer, and I said this last week, offer under asking price, and then we just start the discussion. And I think there's opportunity for everybody. Folks, buyers, your time is here. I still think, I'm seeing patio villas come down now. There is one, oh my God, you have to sign up for the newsletter. This home is awful. And I think they're asking way too much money for it, but that's the tease to get onto my email newsletter list. You can't see it. I feel like I'm on Saturday Night Live doing the news with my papers. Next, insurance. So this is a very interesting subject. I'm gonna turn my phone off before it starts going off. Insurance is always a sticky situation because no one ever wants to pay a lot of money, nor do I, but you want it there when you need it. When you get an insurance quote, you have to really look at what you're getting, because here in Florida, which you have to understand, and I sold commercial insurance for a long time, people ask me about hurricanes. Hurricane is not a covered cause of loss. In an insurance policy here in Florida, hurricane is a deductible. So you'll have your normal, whatever, $500,000 deductible, but if it's a hurricane, it's usually a percentage of your dwelling, whatever it's insured for. So what I'm looking at, and I'm gonna put a link to this in my email newsletter where I reviewed it for a client. Of course, I'm going to take the address and the client's name out, but just so you can see, make sure you understand all of your coverages. Now, I'm not going to give you insurance advice here. You need, because every policy is different, you need to ask your insurance agent about that. You need to compare coverage. And it's not apples and oranges, and cheap isn't always the best. Like this insurance policy that I'm looking at, the company is rated B. They got downgraded from B plus to B plus plus. And AM Best, who ranks insurance, I don't want to get insurance, it's boring, let me tell you. I tried to make it exciting as I could, but cheap isn't always good. Sometimes there are always things missing. So you need to make sure your liability limits are high enough. You need to make sure that your property coverage for your structure is high enough. And there are questions like this coverage has catastrophic ground cover collapse coverage. Okay, what is that? Is that sinkhole? I don't know. You need to ask them what that means. Also, there is, let's see, loss assessment coverage. I'm not sure what that means either. That's something else. And the biggie, sinkhole exclusion is included. So that means, people, you do not have sinkhole coverage in this policy. So those are some things that you need to look at. Consult your insurance agent. Really ask a lot of questions. I can answer some of your questions and you put them in below, but I'm still going to defer that you need to speak with your agent because every insurance company is different. We are in hurricane season and I have a checklist. I will put a link to that below that I got from the government on your disaster supply kit checklist, what things you should have in your home to get ready in the event we do have a hurricane. Of course, everyone wants to take a trip to the liquor store, but you need to make sure you have batteries, that you have a radio. Make sure all of your phones and your iPad or your tablet device are charged, because you still will be able to get cell phone service even if the internet is out, because let's face it, the internet goes out and the whole world ends in my house. But just, what is it, Rock? What, you want to get up there? Good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come here. Here, Rocky. Sorry, I got this thing blocking him. Come on, baby. Come on back. And I moved my desk in here, so. Come on. Yeah. I know he was a big hit in the last video. I actually had someone tell me he had to watch my content a second time because he got distracted by the cat. So again, you know, you want to make sure you have your medication and you want to have some food, and make sure your grill is charged, because your grill, you can make your coffee if you perk it, and you can cook on your grill because it's really a stovetop. Checklist will be my email newsletter. I don't know if I can put a PDF in the description, so I will take care of that. And my battery's going dead. We'll keep going to see how far I can go. All right, so before I close here, I did do a video. I went to Sawgrass Market. It was interesting. They have a lot of things going on there. They're going to open up like a cook's kitchen for cooking classes, and there are a couple of other stands that will open. But the Villages Grown was in there, so there's fresh produce, burgers, pizza. There's a bar in there, a bakery. Overall, it's interesting. You know, I think it'll be new broom. People will start to go there, but I think that the pizza looked good. Actually, I was watching in the video. You have to look up here in the video. I'll put a link to the video of Sawgrass, but I saw someone had a pizza and it looked really good. And then a woman I met over there, she got a pizza, and I just think because it was underdone for my taste. Anyway, but it looked very good. You'll have to watch a video to see what I had. It was very good. Okay, so last we're going to finish out. I have two important questions that come up. Do I need an inspection for my home, even if it's a newer home? And the answer to that is yes, because you have no idea what's going on with that home. You're probably not going to find anything wrong with it, but regardless, I always suggest that you have an inspector go through the home for peace of mind. And also something that you might want to think about is to buy a home warranty, because that really just reinforces the peace of mind. The second question I had is, I don't want to purchase a home with a bond, but I want to live south of 44. Is that possible? Probably not. Most of the homes south of 44, if they have no bond, the people are probably not selling their home. The best opportunity for you to find a home with a bond was going to be north of 466 in the older homes. I've hired my photographer that does my real estate photographs. He has a drone. He is today videoing all the different areas with the drone, and I'm going to come up with a video to talk with you about the different areas, what you can expect from homes in that area, and just so you get an overall look. So I'm really excited. That's going to take a little bit. Probably be out in about 2 weeks. Okay. I think that's it for this episode. Remember, the good, the bad, the ugly will be out tomorrow. I have 6 or 7 homes that I'm looking at and going to show you, and some of them are really nice and some of them I'm going to rip apart. Any questions, please make comments below and I will answer you just as quickly as possible. My name is Robyn Cavallaro. I am a licensed realtor here in the state of Florida. Thank you for watching, and I want to thank all of you who were at Sawgrass Market yesterday, who watched my channel and came by and said hello. I really do appreciate, and I appreciate everyone for watching my channel. It's growing and I'm really excited about it. So next week you'll get a video, but I will be in Nashville, and I'm going to show you some of the sights, sounds, and tastes while I'm away. So until next time, I'll see you.